Now, but to farmers, especially in other parts of the country, the rains are still but a dream. Several parts of Uganda are actually experiencing severe drought, with weather experts and the agricultural minister warning of a looming food shortage. But how are the farmers coping? What are the contingency plans what contingency plans do they have to ensure that they stay on the safe side? Now, how much losses have they suffered already? Now, to answer these particular questions, we do have Mr. Humphrey Mutasa. He is the Managing Director of AgriPoint Initiative and also the Director of Strategic Partnership, Uganda National Farmers Federation. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you so much.
You're also a farmer.
I am a farmer, yes.
Tell us, you're a farmer. Okay, so what crops are you farming?
Again, good morning, viewers. I do popcorn, I do ginger, and I do cassava.
How many years now?
3.5 years now.
3.5 years.
Yes.
So I think we can tap into your experience.
Yeah, we can talk some
So you're here in two capacities, as a farmer and also as one of the leaders of the Farmers Federation.
Yes.
Brilliant. How has it been, especially now that we're coming out of, hopefully we're coming out of this particular dry spell? How has it been for you as a farmer?
It has been so hard, I could say, because we expected rains. I know there has been a lot of changes in climate, and whenever we're expecting rains, the rains were not coming. Whenever you expect some sunshine to dry your crops, it doesn't come. So there is that uncertainty of when is what happening when and all the things. But so it's been hard. For example, we were supposed to start our first season in beginning of March, but we did not, because we only had 3 days of rain and very spotted in different areas of the country. And for us in Ruwero, we were sort of dry. When we go to Chichusa, that side of Uziwera where we're farming, you don't find any rains. We were totally in dust. So we couldn't do it because we had some drizzles the second last week of March,
right? And
we couldn't plant because it was not enough. So, like for example, for us who are doing popcorn, it needs quite a bit of water before you plant. And so we paid laborers. They cleared, thinking the rain is here. We expected now that we got some drizzles. It didn't come, and we paid money. Like for example, for us who are using prisoners, and then afterwards, the two people who stay on the farm, they told us, Mzee, can we plant? I told them, wait. But we are paying them a weekly wage. They are paying, they are eating, So it was bad. It was bad. And for example, we we incurred costs. For example, we bought planting material like the cassava cuttings. We bought things getting ready. There are certain things, expenditures that you spend near to the start of the season.
Right.
We incurred that already, and
now,
we couldn't continue with the system.
When we're having the Ministry of Agriculture, just coming out to say that we need to brace ourselves for, drier times, and especially for farming, to be precise, just basing on what they said, and even then moving a step further and saying that, you who is a trader who exports, foodstuff to other countries, this time round, consider not doing that. Let's keep the food that we have within the country, because we are planning for a famine. What's your take on this, especially that you are, part of the leadership in the Farmers Federation? How will this particular, kind of articulations affect, the farmers' bottom line, so to speak, them that export?
Okay, first and foremost, the Ministry of Agriculture is our mother ministry,
right,
I could say. So we appreciate the advice, and for us as the Farmers Federation, we are not too sharp critics of government. No, we are partners. We dialogue. We talk about things, because we are neither too much civil society, neither too much private sector. But we are in there. We earn some money, yes, but we feed the country. So we are always in dialogue. We talk. So we appreciate the advice, but I think it would have been even better. First, the warning system. The Minister of Agriculture would have even prepared farmers for this particular time. I think through the Uganda National Meteorological Authority, they should have given farmers some data, some forecast.
Are you saying the farmers were not told of this information in advance?
Not too much, and not the data that we received and information was not very definite. It didn't speak definitely in what we're supposed to practice, and I think that is a gap until tomorrow. There is still a gap in telling us what is going to happen, what should we do as farmers, how should we prepare to engage. I think this is something that they should have been they should have done better, but I think we appreciate the advice. But when we go to the traders, I think when it comes to traders and exporting and saying we shall have I know this is like an alarm, but I will tell you that when it comes to business people make business decisions.
Yes.
So you might advise me, but my business is my business. So if you tell me that you should not export, if that makes business sense for me, why do you tell me not to? If selling something in northern Uganda will not make a business decision, a business mathematics for me, how do you think I'll do this? A business, except when government has cushioned and taken up some costs, that we can talk, because then you have picked a cost in the cost of doing business.
Right.
For example, you have catered for my markup. Okay, cater for my markup when you are telling me to supply northern Uganda, western Uganda, and all these places. But if you don't, I have to make a business decision, because again, in incurring the costs in business, I was the one who invested.
Are you trying to say that farmers should not consider matters to do with national interest? Because if we're talking about a looming famine, really.
No, we have, and that's why we feed this country. However, even though we are not too much, I mean, urban people don't even take care of us, and they think we are so rural. And but you wait when farmers don't go to those gardens. That's when you will know. But so we have that social thing. We've been caring for Ugandans. We feed this country. Right. We feed people. But when it comes to business decisions, they are different from social decisions.
All right.
So business decisions are decided when somebody does his mathematics. He knows that when I do this, there is business in it. When I don't do this, there isn't business in it. So I think government should know, when I'm going to a business person, whether in agriculture, whether in border, whether in what, how do I get into the costs of doing business? If I want them to get into the social impact,
right,
can I pick up some costs?
Help us understand the numbers compared to, okay, let's look at a trader who their business pretty much is to export foodstuff to different countries outside Uganda, and the ministry actually giving a solution and saying that if you're to trade to sell your foodstuffs, how about you look at areas northern Uganda, Karamoja, the eastern Uganda. Help us understand the numbers, because when you say the business at the end of the day is business, and if government does not come in to subsidize my cost as a trader, what then does it mean? The comparison between selling my foodstuffs in the two destinations, outside the country and within in this particular region.
There are two statements, thank you, that you're bringing up, very key. One is business when there is market. Okay? If business is business when there is market, then it is upon my market intelligence to know where that market is. Okay? So if I know that there is market in Karamoja, maybe it's not for my foodstuffs. Okay? And in business, there's another when we are teaching and training people in business, in agriculture, we tell them business is a math. It is mathematics. Business, you don't guess. No. So when I calculate, if I am making money going to Karamoja, I will go. For example, there are things that are leaving this place and they are going to Bunia. There are things that are leaving this place and people are getting from Lamua, from Madopei, and they are coming to Gulu,
right,
and they are making money. But people who are coming from Lao going to Karamoja are not making money. Why do I, if coming from Channamukaga to Masaka town makes me money, Why should I transport my pineapples from Masaka to Kampala?
So when you're talking
about
a market, ideally, it's not just about a matter of having a need for the food, but also the purchasing power as well.
People who have the money to pay me for my food.
All right, it seems like it's going to be a debate in the coming days, but
it's going to be very interesting.
As we bring this to a close, we do have farmers that are watching us today and they want to learn. You coming from the Farmers Federation, just talk to them. How should they prepare themselves? Yeah, we're talking about the farmer, that person who goes to the land to till, that person who looks for irrigation, channels to ensure that the crops don't dry and die out. What quick solutions can they look at when there's a dry spell? And this other side, yesterday we were having stories of the major rain that came on board, and of course we did see flooding in most parts of Kampala. So let's talk to the farmer. In the dry spell, what should a farmer do? When we're having a lot of rain, what should they do just to ensure that they don't lose out on the bottom line?
The good thing in that question is that in Uganda we have both. We have rains, like now we have, and we have dry spells that we might not know when they come, but at least we experience both.
Right.
One of the things that I would tell our farmers, one, I want to appreciate this. Let this be on record. I want to appreciate all the farmers and all the leaders that are helping farmers to do what they need to do, from government to Operation Wealth Creation to other organizations that are helping farmers do what they do. I want to appreciate you. I think continue doing it. NGOs, civil society, and all these people, farm organizations, let's continue helping farmers. But what I want to tell farmers, the practice, the good practices. One of the things, the water is passing your gardens. Trenching your gardens is a very good practice. Water is leaving and passing your trenches of your gardens. Please, if you don't know how to harvest it, ask the federation, ask your farm organization to harvest the water, because the dry spell is coming. Second, that, and the other thing is, when it is a dry spell, if we harvest water, we have very quick and very cheap ways of reserving and harvesting water. If you don't know, please ask. Only wise people ask. If it is a dry spell, we want to encourage our farmers to now use the reserved water to do things that are quick. For example, vegetables, tomatoes, and which germinate very quickly. Greens, using the waters. But also, if you can ask the federation, ask the farm organization. The whole thing is a practice. What do you practice during the dry spell, and what do you practice during the rainy season? So
it's not all doom. It all boils down to your farming practices as a farmer. Thank you so much. But someone who is watching us today, maybe a beginner in the farming, industry, how do they join the federation?
The federation is on Nakasero Road. We're on plot 27, Nakasero Road, just near Multiplex. What you do is you come, and we can leave our contacts, and they can always be. You can go to unffe.org. But you can join. But the other thing is, even in the districts, we have district farmer organizations, farmer associations. When you are not in Kampala, you go to any district farmer association. They will link you to the farmers, and from there we don't discriminate to anybody. Any younger person, you are old, you are retired, you are any age.
It's open for all.
It is open. You can come and we talk about you.
Free of charge?
When you are an individual farmer, first and foremost you join free of charge. But later, when you find value,
you have to pay something. All right. Thank you so much for coming in studios. At least we have all the information now. You can actually plan ahead. We're having the rains. Please do some harvesting, and the cheap methods to do the same. So thank you so much, Mr. Humphrey Mutasa, the Managing Director of AgriPoint Initiative. He's also the Director of Strategic Partnership at Uganda National Farmers Federation. He's also a farmer. He farms popcorns. You said cassava and ginger. Thank you so much. That's it for the Take Notes segment. I hope you did have a book and a pen to take notes, and you can share this particular video. We always post this on YouTube, so tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. We're taking a short breather. Don't go too far. We'll be right back.
It is not my intention to be a president, but it is the people who appointed me.
He was a giant, a boxer, a rally driver, a family man, a blood-stained dictator.
I must make it absolutely clear. To be an spy is very bad, and your case is death completely.
Fire! And in his own words, the conqueror of the British Empire.
My action, if you are actually to see and check it carefully, you will find this is not against Britain at all.
40 years after he was forced out of power, Idi Amin remains one of the most controversial leaders of the 20th century.
I will never give up. If I wanted to do something, I would never change my mind.
In a new series starting on Tuesday night on NTV, we examine the man, his means, and whether there was ever any method in his madness and authoritarian rule. Idi Amin, a polarizing legacy, starts Tuesday on NTV and Wednesday in the Daily Monitor.
To enhance your weekends, your long-awaited drama series, Power of Legacy, premieres on Sunday 31st March 2019 at 4 p.m.
If you don't show composure and stability, the business will not survive. You understand that?
Did you do what I asked you to do?
Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Are you kidding me? He is a boy. Junior is old enough to talk about the business. This is ridiculous.
But why, Alessandro? Why didn't you tell me any of this?
Starting 2nd April, The Lady from Vanderbilt will air on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 8 p.m., while The Good Son airs on Saturday and Sunday at 3 p.m. Get hold of that remote and let us turn on your world.
This is BB Cool #1 member.
You have what?
Don't touch that dial. Keep it locked.
This is your one and only Queen, aka Swag Mama.
This is Jago and you're watching Comedy Store with
Alex Mohanje.
Politics bamujje mu security eggwanga lyaffe ligenda kukola ki kufuna obuzibu nze omuntu wa wansi atuula wansi ku ttaka ssebo nze ngenda okuweerera omwana oyo ng'onzimbidde essomero lya kalina
nene gavumenti oba eri munkwe etubuzaabuza tekutula eri awo tulage eno tulage eno esayidi katale akati abantu ate koona abantu basalinga baddeno nga baddeno emmotoka zibakoone awantu batwaka gavumenti etekawo sente wetulaba ambulensi zetuzibira omuntu n'awulira akakombe ka ambulensi ng'ereeta mulwadde n'alemera mu kkubo.
Reality on the ground, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Today we are at Tirupati Mall. This is Kabalagala, yeah? I'm here with a friend of mine, Naps. If you can see some artwork in the background here, interesting stuff, man. This is water painting, right?
Acrylic. Acrylic painting.
Acrylic painting. Good Lord, where did that come from? When we went to, arts, we didn't go to art school, but during second school we did some art, and we never got into acrylic painting.
But they have always been there.
Yeah.
Water paints. There are also water paints.
Okay, water paints, but a different kind of paint. First, we need to introduce you to the people that are watching. They need to know who is this guy that does this complicated art. Good morning. We all know him as Naps Arts, but you go by different names. Introduce yourself, man.
I'm by names of Napajinasu. And I do art.
Okay, good stuff. How long have you been doing this art?
I've been doing this art for, right now, being serious, 5 years.
5 years?
Yeah.
When did you start painting?
I started painting some 10 years back when I was still in my senior 4.
Senior 4, you started painting. How did you fall in love with painting?
It's all about passion and the people you live with. So my family, they were more into art, so that was my passion.
So your family, was it your father or your mother?
Both.
They were both painters?
No, they were not painters,
artists?
But artists in their different categories.
So your father, okay, I get it. So you fell in love with art, and why this particular art?
I don't do only this particular art. I also do pencil work. I do wood carving. I do ceramics. Yeah, but majorly I feel okay when I'm using the paint because it brings out the best of me.
Okay, I met this guy I think it was a year ago. We had gone for DJ Slixiwa, DJ Roger something, and you had a fantastic painting. And I somehow landed on your card and said, oh, this guy, I have to go pay him a visit. So what have, many people that paint have probably, fallen out of school or there. So have you studied, in particular, did you study this art?
No, I didn't study the art, but then I studied.
What did you study?
Social work and social administration.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So what happened? Did you fail to get a job and you decided, let me go into...
No, I didn't fail, but then even before I went in for social work, I was already painting. Okay. So I went there to get knowledge, and the knowledge helps me because if you look at it, a majority of my works, they have a story to tell.
Okay, so how much has this art helped you? Is it, are you just doing it for fun? Are you selling off these pieces? And with the money that you sell off, has it improved your daily life or the society around you or the people that you live with or your family in any way?
Yeah, personally it has improved my life because I'm able to pay off my rent, work out my life, and the society-wise, of course, I do teach people around, and in this same place I always teach, and also at home I help my family. I support some kids there, so art has been a good thing for me.
When you say you help your family and support them, how are you supporting them? In what way?
Just minor things, because they can support themselves, but still I come up, set up some projects that can still help them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the society. You say you're training.
Yes.
So what do you go through? Does anyone just walk in and start training? How does the process go?
Okay, right now, because I do some professional training.
Okay.
Yeah, right now, so that helps me. And the society, they come in because they like the thing. They also have the passion, and I personally. Maybe because I know I've taken long to when working in this thing, so I get to do it. People get to love it.
Okay.
And they call me.
There's a goal that everyone has when they're doing something, yeah? What is your goal with this whole painting? What do you aim to achieve?
Okay, my goal at times my primary goal at times I aim to create emotions in the people, and the secondary one I aim at keeping those emotions. That's why you see all my artwork, we have stories within them. Okay. Yes, so I create the stories, and when you look at my artwork, you really get touched and you feel like really what's going on within this art. Some is emotional, some it's all filled with laughter, some sorrows, so it's all different categories of art and it touches people.
Okay, so as we go through the other questions that we're going to go through, let's take a look at some of your art pieces here. Is this looks different?
Yeah, different.
What is this?
This is a painting too.
This is a painting too as well?
So, yeah. Now I aimed at attracting the blind. Yeah. The blind also can appreciate this by only touching, because it's a 2D, so you can feel it, you can touch and feel it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the story behind this one?
The story behind it, it's all about togetherness, because that's a monkey with a baby, the baby had died, and you can see a gorilla also somewhere here trying to cry together with a monkey. Different species, but then we see that they're all caught up, they're all feeling the same under this monkey situation.
Come, step to my side so that the viewers can have a better look of this one. It's one that I think Mala would love. It kind of screams Mala here. Okay. So how much does this cost?
It can go in for 2 million or more. It depends on how.
It depends on the buyer.
Yeah, on the buyer.
So what's the starting price for this one?
It can be 2 million.
2 million for this
materials I use here.
Wow. That's impressive. Okay, let's get this out of the way. There's this one. We want to get the story behind this picture here.
Yeah, I call this the African smile. Its name particularly, the African smile. So if you look at the smiles into that shape of Africa, it brings out the smile we have, the smile kids have in Africa.
And who is that at the bottom? Who's that?
This is Mandela.
Yeah, I thought so.
And this is Mandela too, over here.
Oh. Wow. That's a beautiful art piece there.
Yes.
Then there's this one. This is one that I saw on I think on Instagram or somewhere. Yeah. That art piece, what is that all about?
It's all about orphans. There are kids that lost their parent, they are helpless. So I try to bring out that if people look at it, they will get to know how orphans feel, how these kids are really working out their lives, and they may maybe come up and help.
Okay.
Yes, so I bring out that it's more about expression.
Okay, so this is a finished art piece here. So this is finished. Now, I want you guys to take a look at another one that he is working on, which is right there. So you have to see the difference so you can see where it comes from. This is what he's working on now. Can you explain this one?
Yeah, it's all about happiness. If you look at the kids, they're all happy.
Yeah.
So it's all about happiness. However much the situation could be bad, but then the kids are too happy for life. You can see the smiles, the laughs. So I try to bring that out, bringing out the passion.
Okay. So this is two different situations here. The other one is orphans, very very sad, and this one is happy kids.
Now, you can see the stories coming up now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different stories, the same touch, speaking out to the people.
Okay, so for someone who wants to come and do some training, first of all, this is the stuff that you used to paint.
Yeah.
I can see the brushes.
Yes.
That's the paint. Is this specific paint? Where do you get this paint from?
At times I receive this paint from donors.
Okay.
Sometimes I buy most of it here around Nasa Road. There is a shop specifically selling more of the artwork stuff. Art equipment, art paints.
Yeah.
So I go there, choose what I want because I do research.
Okay.
And then know what kind of paint I should use and then go in for that.
Okay, many people would be thinking that someone else paints and you are just here speaking on behalf. So we're going to ask you to get a brush, get some paint in there, and the last bit of this interview would be you trying to finish this up. So go ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you have just joined us, this is Reality on the Ground. Today we are visiting a very special, talented painter. We all know him as Naps, and this art is called?
It's called Expressionism.
Expressionism.
Expressing my own inner feeling through colors.
Oh, Expressionism.
Yeah.
Okay.
Expressionism.
How long does this piece of art take?
It depends on how much time I give it, but then it takes some good time because you need to give it the feeling.
Okay.
Yeah, at times you have to work when you have that feeling of colors, the feeling of love. Yeah.
Okay, so in particular, the painting, the one that we saw before of the orphans, how long did it take you?
It took me some weeks.
Weeks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some weeks, but not complete weeks. I work on my own pace.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if I was a client and I came in and I said I wanted this piece, how long do you think it will take you to finish it?
A week.
A week?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm on my own pace still.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, go on. Do your painting as we watch so that... okay. So if this painting is to be done, it will take him a week, which is very, very, very interesting. How much does it cost for someone to come for training?
If it's here, it's free of charge.
Oh, free of charge if I come to your show?
Yeah, it's free of charge if you come here. Every Sunday, I'm always here every Sunday trying to teach from 2 to 5.
Already? How long do you think it will take me to master this art?
It depends on your passion sometimes, because you may come here without passion and spend years, and you may come here with passion and take weeks to learn this.
So this Sunday, what time?
From 2 to 5.
2 to 5?
Yeah.
Free
of charge.
Already?
And those who would like to learn other forms, because I teach different forms of art in different organizations.
You man, aren't you just saying these things for TV? Are you sure you're going to teach me for free?
Of course, yeah. If you come here on Sunday, it's for free. Okay.
Sunday, guys, if you are watching on Sunday, come to Tirupati Mall. That is in... sorry?
Future Rehearsal Studio.
Okay. Future Rehearsal Studio. That is at Tirupati Mall. That is the road that comes from Zambia, right after the American Embassy. Keep looking on your left. There is a mall on your left. Go in, go to the second floor, and look for At Future. And this man here is going to help you learn some of this art, and it depends on your passion. If you are really passionate about it, it will take you a very, very short time, and you will learn this art. And like we have learned, it will take you some time, but if you nail this kind of art, it's going to earn you some really good money. We're talking 2 million Uganda shillings for the art piece that we saw earlier on, the gold art piece. How much do you say this would cost?
This could cost between 2 million to 5.
2 million to 5 million Uganda shillings for this piece of art. You are joking.
No, at times people need to appreciate this. For people who know the nature of art and the touch and the feel, they can go in for that.
How much? What is the cheapest?
It depends on the nature, because I do different sorts. There is that of pencil, different works, so it depends on the size also.
Wow. Okay, the size and the type of art. Yeah. Wow. But at least give us the cheapest price, Munange, so that we know.
The cheapest it can be between 150 onwards.
Okay, so the cheapest is 150,000 Ghana shillings. The most expensive we can't tell, because it depends how big you want your art piece. If you want a really big art piece like this one, it will cost you about 2 million Uganda shillings and above. That depends on what you have in there. And now, in case you're wondering, he has a picture. Let me get your phone right here, and hopefully we can zoom in on this picture. Now, the painting you're seeing here is what is being painted, but if you see on this smartphone, those are the pictures, that's the image where he's getting the painting from. Impressive stuff, I have to say. Impressive stuff. So for someone who is out there who would want to get in touch with you and probably call you or invite you so that you can teach them at their place, how do they get in touch with you?
They can either come here, or they can call me on 0704 76 99 70 76 99 70 or 0772 399 711.
Okay, there we go. Naps Arts, thank you very much for allowing us into your showroom. You can go ahead with your painting. Reality on the ground today, we are at Tirupati Mall, right here as you head to the Kabalagala Junction, and we have been sharing some interesting views here on art. This is expressive art that is being painted right here. Okay, it's going to take us some time before we get this one done, but thank you very much for watching. If you want to go for come for some free training, you can do that. He said you can come here on Sunday between 2 2 to 5, you can come to Tirupati Mall, and this gentleman here will teach you for free. If you want to take him to your home, you'll have to pay some extra expenses. Reality on the ground on Morning at NTV. My name is David Rukasi. Thank you. Let's stay around and get this piece of art finished, and we will share it with you by the end of the week. We'll bring it to the studio so that you can have a look at the finished product, and hopefully we can have Naps Arts in the studio with us as well. Reality on the ground, back to the studio. Good morning.